Hello and welcome to Zen Woman. Today we're going to do a little bit of talk about grounding. So what is grounding? Essentially it's connecting with the earth, not just physically but actually energetically as well. So one of the problems that we have in this day and age with regards to personal development or being able to be calm and to find some peace is that we get too stuck up in our minds. So we tend to close off the outside world and we get stuck in this thought process, thinking about the future, thinking about the past, thinking about what's happening now, and we're not actually being in the now. We're not actually witnessing what's happening now. So grounding is a really good way to actually get physical again within the body and with the earth and connect with that energy and bring yourself back to a bit more of a practical level. Instead of being off in this mental place, we can come back and be a little bit more stable, a little bit more strong. The reason that we ground, we're kind of like trees in the sense that if you have a tree with very small roots, barely grounded, it's going to blow over at the first wind. It's going to take damage. It cannot grow strong because it just doesn't have the foundation. And we are very much the same. If we don't have that strong connection with the earth, with the energies around us, and this stable grounding to the earth, we'll fly away. The brain goes away. You start drifting. You know, when you start daydreaming or gazing, or you get stuck up here and you just don't have the grounding to stay down to earth. This can mean, sometimes it can be really nice. You get all daydreamy, but sometimes you can actually get lost in it and you can get carried away with your emotions and internal thoughts and internal dialogue. And that's really not good. Sometimes we really do need to be nice and firmly grounded so we can deal with whatever happens. So, why should we get grounded? Apart from what I've just said, it will help with sleep. Being more firmly grounded helps you relax through the mind and body, disassociate with that internal dialogue, and sleep better. Brilliant. It also helps with pain relief. So again, it stops us from being in here and feeling and it helps us to connect again and to see the bigger picture. It also helps with the stress. So again, like with the sleep, it helps you to relax and get out of your mind, and it helps reset your biological rhythm. So the energies within the body become more balanced, we become more hormonally balanced, and we just become happier and more stable. So it's really important to get grounded as often as you can. Now, a great way of grounding is gardening and getting outdoors. But you've got to be in contact with the earth. So one of the problems that we've developed over the years, over the millennia, is that we naturally, as animals, as we've evolved, we would have always had contact with the earth. We would have had bare feet or bare hands, sleeping on the ground. Everything we did would have been in contact with the earth, and this would have kept us balanced. But today, how often do you actually touch the floor with your bare feet or with your hands? We're always wearing shoes. Even when we garden, we put on gloves so that we don't have to get the dirt on our hands. And this makes us very closed off. We're literally closing off this outside world and becoming quite internal. Even when we're outside, we're being internal. So the best way of grounding out is just to get your feet onto the earth. Earthing is a great technique, and it actually involves just walking barefoot. So you can do this in your garden, on the beach is brilliant. The coming together of the elements, the earth and the sea, are a brilliant way of grounding out and balancing your energies. But you can literally do it anywhere. So my partner and I have walked around Dartmoor before with no shoes on. It was freezing through the bog water and the streams and marching around, but it was brilliant. It's so invigorating. It makes you feel so much more alive, to actually have the sensation and that connection. It's hard to explain until you do it. So get barefoot, get outside. Obviously, if you don't go barefoot very often, your feet might be a bit tender on the soles of your feet. You do start to wear tougher skin the more you do it, so your feet will be less painful if you walk on gravel or something like that. But just start. You can also, if you're into gardening or something like that, just don't wear your gloves unless you're somewhere where you're going to get stung or prickled by something. Use your hands. Don't worry about getting the earth under your nails and between your fingers. Enjoy that connection. Actually feel the connection with the plants and the earth as you're doing whatever you're doing. It's brilliant. And For those of you who don't get time to go outside very often, or don't have access to somewhere that you can walk barefoot very often, you can actually make yourself a grounding mat. So there's several different ones. You can buy grounding mats that are sort of professionally made, a whole different variety of products, but you can make something that's quite simple. So if you get access to somewhere where you can get hold of some rocks, or even some branches, some driftwood, any sort of natural products, bring them home. Get yourself like a rubber mat or something like that. Glue all these bits down onto your rubber mat. When you're sat at your computer or in the sofa, put your feet on it. Feel those natural products, those earthly products, contacting with your feet, and they're still carrying the energy of the earth. It's not quite as good as getting out in your bare feet or in the garden, but it's great for a short time. Or even if you get stressed in the office, stick one under your desk. No one will know. And enjoy the sensation, and enjoy that feeling of calm that it brings, that feeling of being in control, how you're meant to be, how we were meant to be in connection with the earth. So I hope you take my advice and get out going barefoot today. Send me some pictures of your bare feet and where you're walking, or working. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you again in the next video.